Together we stand, a family so strong, in unity of self-mates where we all belong. With love in our hearts, we share the same goal, to lift up each other and make our spirits whole. We gather as one with open.
And thank you for being here. It's we have a real treat today. We have a professional singer, Charity, Amy and I have seen perform, and she's amazing. I see some fresh faces out there who haven't been here for a long time, if ever, and I see some of the young, old faces. I'm not going to say the old faces, that wouldn't be cool. And welcome everybody to Unity Church of Sun Lakes. I am Mark Wenz, most of you know me, and I got stuck on platform 2 weeks in a row. It's open next week and I'm not doing it. So we need someone to step up and do it next week.
Mark, I'll do it, but...
Put your name down, Bar. Okay.
Do I have to wear platform shoes?
Please don't. We don't want a lawsuit. Thank you to Diane for the flowers today. Diane, thank you so much. And we want to welcome everybody. So we do have a new face or two. If you have never been here, and if you're not, if you feel so inclined, could you introduce yourselves to us, or if you haven't been here in a long time? Billy.
Well, my name is Billy, and I'm actually a native of Arizona. I was born in Tucson, and I went to Unity quite a few years ago in my other life, and I thought I would drop by and check it out again. Hey.
All right. Maybe you're embarking on a third life right now. And you're always welcome here. Anybody else? Okay, well, we're going to welcome everyone, new or old, and we do this every week. Let's do it.
We love you, we bless you, and we welcome you.
Okay, we have a treat today. Charity Lockhart will be our singer, and she's going to open up right now.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me. So this first song, I'm actually going to have you sing with me. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. I think we have the lyrics here on the screen here, and then I hope you guys are familiar with this song, or if you don't know it, it's karaoke time. All right. Here we go. Started already. Oh. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Want to see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and as we sing, holy, holy, holy. Okay, you gotta put your hands together now.
Shining in the light of your glory, pour out your power and love as we sing holy, holy, holy. Sing it again, I want to see high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory, pour out your power and love as we sing holy, holy, holy. Holy, 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 holy. I want to see you. You want to say it again, yeah? Holy, 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 holy. Holy, 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 I want to see you. One more time, sing it. Holy, 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 I want to see you. 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 I want to see
Thank you, Charity. If your spirit wasn't awake, I bet it is now. And I'm going to just tell you the order of today's service, and then I'm going to let everybody do their thing. So we're going to open up with the opening prayer with Kate Turner, and then we have Julia doing the daily word today, and then our meditation. We'll have a meditation song from Charity, and then the meditation is Tom today. And then we have a special treat. Justine will be giving the message today after that. So sit back, enjoy, and open your heart.
Good morning. So let's take a nice deep breath. Close your eyes if you are so inclined, or cast your gaze down. Again, let's take a deep breath and center on our hearts. Together we step into the stillness of the divine presence. God of infinite love, we gather today in the warmth of your light. We pause, letting go of all the noise of the world. And we step into the sacred space of oneness. We recognize that the Christ Spirit dwells within each and every one of us, connecting us all as one spirited family. Spirit Lord, we open our hearts to be vessels of your grace today. We ask that your unconditional love flow through us as a charity, not just as an act of giving, but as a state of being. May we see every person through your eyes of compassion. Expand our awareness so that we may meet the needs of others with a generous spirit, understanding that when we give to one another, we are honoring the divine within them. In this light of absolute love, we gently release the burdens of the past. We welcome the healing power of forgiveness. We let go of judgment, resentments, and old stories that no longer serve our highest good. We forgive others, and we tenderly forgive ourselves, knowing that any mistake was simply a step on our journey towards greater awakening. Forgiveness is our gift of freedom, clearing the path for peace to reside in our hearts. Thank you, God, for the truth that sets us free. Thank you for the boundless love that unites us and the grace that restores us. We dedicate this service and our lives to being expressions of your peace, your charity, and your endless forgiveness. And so it is. Amen.
As Julia makes her way up here, I forgot something when I was speaking. Everybody knows Jeannie is in Kansas City, and tomorrow is the day I believe she graduates. And so just hold that in your memory and send out the love to her. We are so blessed to have her as our spiritual leader here at Unity Church of Sun Lakes, and I know every one of us highly appreciates her and highly appreciates people who step in like Justine when she's not here. So thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. Today's daily word is world peace. Just imagine all of us connecting hands all around the world. My loving thoughts, words, and actions contribute to world peace. Divine love is my very essence. I draw from this inner source to lay a foundation of love in my heart. And on this foundation, I build a house of peace, compassion, and acceptance. I invite others into this house through my kind words and actions. I live in an awareness that all people are divine. All deserve respect and a channel to express their true selves. I view the people of the world as my neighbors. We may look, talk, or believe differently, but it is this diversity that fills the world with beauty. I radiate divine love to all and gratefully receive the love that returns to me. This exchange is the basics of lasting peace. Together, one world, one word, one smile, one act of compassion at a time, we build a beautiful, peaceful world. And from Romans chapter 12, verse 18, if it is possible, so far as it depends on you, live peacefully with all. So it is.
I have to say that this is one of my, if not my favorite song. My history is I'm a pastor's kid, and I've been performing for a very, very long time, and a lot of times people don't understand the backstage part of performing. For artists, we're really, really sensitive. And we put our hearts in our music, and especially being a pastor's kid, my heart, and my name being Charity, thanks Mom, my heart really pours out for people. So I always talk about the time, which I don't have now, the time, but I always talk about the time where me and my kids were homeless. We lived in a car for a little bit of time, and my singing, the gift that God gave me, is a thing that not only helped me to serve others, but to get us out of that situation, and that's the gift that He gave me. And I try to go around and do things like this and different organizations to remind people that your gift also is one that also helps to bring you up out of whatever your lowest lows is. That gift is there to bring you up, and not only that, but it also helps for you to change the world and change your neighbor as well. And everybody has that gift. So this song is one of those things that when I'm down and I'm kind of feeling a little down, this song is one that really lifts me up. So I hope you enjoy the words. I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. All of my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up till I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so good. Every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have held me through the fire. In darkest nights, you are close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as a friend. And I have in the goodness of God, yeah. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful. Yes, you have. All my life you have been so good. Every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God.
morning. Because I was not told anything about it, but oddly enough, I'm driving down Briggs Road and I'm thinking, if I take a meditation, I know what it's going to be on. Yeah, I'm sitting back here and Mark says my name, okay?
I'm just reading the script on that.
Who wrote the script? Usually I get a text or something.
Was that her nickname? Maybe so. Maybe so.
The music I'm asking him to play is by Elephant. I never can shut it off when he gets to the point of summertime is easy and living is good. Let it go. This is about the summertime. We're going from a relatively nice spring, although it did get warm in May, or March rather. So close your eyes and think about the summertime. Think about when the summertime is here and living is easy.
Fish are jumping.
So close your eyes, take a deep breath. Breathe in, hold it for a moment, and breathe out. Clear your head, clear your mind of anything that might be troubling you, because this is going to be a relaxation endeavor. Take another breath in, a deep breath, hold it, and now let it out. Just let your mind wander to where it will wander, because that is the beauty of life. Things spontaneously. Let your mind be spontaneous. Don't enter into it with an agenda. Just let it show you what it's going to show you from the deepest recesses of your subconscious. When you are in a relaxed state, it's like being in an REM dream state. Your body rejuvenates in ways you can't even think of. And again, it does it on its own. It's a summertime, living is easy. It's now going to be June, next day, tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 1st of June. You can even think of the 4th of June, it was a sleepy Delta day. You can think of that song. But just a slow pace out of your normal, frenetic routine. You have nothing planned. Just see what comes your way, sitting on the dock of the bay. Just whatever comes your way. Stay in this place for a few moments. When you're ready to come back to the present time in this room, take a deep breath and open your eyes. And know that you've had a relaxing few minutes out of your otherwise busy time and day. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It is a wonderful treat to be here as usual. And thank you to everybody that started this service off in such a magnificent manner. I am Justine, for those of you that don't know, and I'm currently enrolled in the Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute, working to become a minister, and I'm happy to fill in for Reverend Jeannie today while she's gone. Our topic today is, what does it mean to forgive? And it's very interesting. I'm glad we're talking about this because as I have been mulling over this concept for the last several weeks, I've all of a sudden found a lot of things that needed to be forgiven. Isn't it funny, we'll use that word, how the things that we focus on and put energy towards in our lives do actually manifest in our experiences. What does it mean to forgive? How do you forgive? How do you know if you've done it right? What does forgiveness actually look like? These are some of the questions I found myself pondering while I was going through a module in one of my Unity classes on forgiveness. Forgiveness is a word we hear very often. And for whatever reason, it tends to bring up, I've noticed, some kind of negative connotation. So I'm curious, what are some of the emotions that you think of when you hear the word forgiveness? I will go first. Anxiety or annoyance is what comes up for me when I hear the word forgiveness. Isn't that dreadful? What else? Hurt. Sadness. Fear. Betrayal. Anger.
They did it again.
They did it again. Absolutely. Absolutely. Isn't it interesting how much resistance we have to such a vital and beautiful concept that relates to our physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being? We often think that when we forgive somebody or something, we're allowing that situation or person to win. And I think that that might be part of those things. The reasons why we continue to hold on to things when we should really give over to Spirit and let God into the situation. We can choose to think new things in each new moment, and we have full autonomy and control over what we think. However, we often tend to stay where we're comfortable instead of forging new pathways, and this is where we get stuck. It's a form of self-sabotage, one might say. So in talking about the word forgiveness and some of the things that come up when we say that word, I'd really like to invite you to just take a second, and if you're willing, take a deep breath. And on the release, just suspend, not trash, just for the moment, suspend all of your thoughts around this matter and allow it to be parted like the Red Seas. Let's give some space for a new connection today. I'm sure some of you are familiar with Jesus' teachings on forgiveness in the Bible. There's a few different ones. Today, I chose to share Matthew 18, verses 21 to 22. And in these verses, Peter is coming to Jesus and asking Jesus, how many times do I need to forgive somebody that has sinned against me? Is it 7 times? He's looking for some number. And Jesus says, not 7 times. It's 70 times 7 times. Now, this does not mean that we need to forgive somebody exactly 490 times, nor necessarily is it unlimited forgiveness. It could be that is an interpretation. 7 is a holy number in the Bible. It's in there hundreds of times. Genesis is the easiest story to relate it to. It's 6 days of creation, and the 7th day is a day of rest. Absolutely. And that day of rest, the Sabbath, represents fulfillment, sanctification, and completion of God's work. In Revelations, the number 7 is used many times to signify the entirety and perfection of something, such as the 7 trumpets, the 7 seals, the 7 golden bowls. 7 is the main symbol of divine wholeness and perfection and completion in the Bible. The main symbol, number 7. So looking at this concept alternatively of 70 times 7, that would then indicate that we should forgive until we feel complete, until we are at peace with that person or that situation. Myrtle Fillmore, one of our Unity founders, encourages us to look past the personality or look past the person and look into the spiritual element of that individual or situation that we are working with. She says that this step, this looking past the physical and into the spiritual, is what actually makes forgiveness possible for us. Charles Fillmore clarifies in his Temple Talks 3. There's a beautiful statement here. He says, one must dissolve the mental image of a wrong before the cleansing power of spirit can enter. And I'm going to say that one more time because I think that's a very profound statement the more you think about it and consider it. One must dissolve the mental image of a wrong before the cleansing power of spirit can enter. In each of these three cases, Jesus, Charles, and Myrtle Fillmore, we're invited to see that the power is in our own hands to forgive. These physical circumstances and other things that occur in our lives, it's our responsibility to see the divine truth in those to the best of our ability in those difficult times. I'd like to share with you next a story about forgiveness that really touched me. It is from the early 2000s, and actually the journey began in 1993. Some of you may be familiar. Mary Johnson is the founder of an organization called the Forgiveness Project. In 1993, her young son, in his early 20s, her only son, was killed at a party by a 16-year-old man with a firearm. This young man went to prison for second-degree murder, and it wasn't until 2005, more than a decade later, that Mary chose to look at the situation from a new perspective and make the choice to really forgive. And how this happened is she went to visit this young man in prison, sat down with him, and just said, let's pretend like nothing ever happened for just a moment, and let's just start fresh. Who are you and who am I and where are we? And let's just start from there. They now work together on the Forgiveness Project. He was released from prison. She actually arranged for her landlord to allow him to live in the apartment next to her, and she's become like a mother to him. And together, the two of them not only healed themselves, but are healing thousands through this organization because one person, Mary Johnson, decided to extend forgiveness and see this whole situation in a new light. How many people in your community or in your extended family or immediate family could be healed by something that you haven't yet forgiven? Maybe there's a situation or a person that might not just be affecting you and you might not be aware of that. So it's something to consider. Perhaps there's many people that could be healed by your decision to just forgive one thing. I also think it's really important to address that forgiveness and healing are not the same thing, nor is forgiveness instantaneously possible, of course. If a loved one drops a giant rock on your foot and it breaks your toe, you can instantly forgive. You know it was an accident. Of course, they didn't do that on purpose. But the toe is still going to take weeks or months to heal. The reverse is also true. Maybe it's a story like Mary Johnson. Something really bad happens, another person is to blame for that. Perhaps in a situation like that, there is healing and other things that need to occur in your own journey and in your own processes before you are at the point that you can extend true forgiveness. Going back to Mary Johnson, she saw herself as a follower of Christ, and it really bothered her that she couldn't forgive this young man for so long. And in fact, in her personal story, she recounts that she thought she had forgiven this young man. Until that moment, in their conversation together for the first time, everything was released and she realized that she hadn't yet forgiven him until then. This is a very powerful story, and it's okay for there to be a lag in forgiveness. Remember, the only person that has the power to forgive is you. It cannot be extracted from us. This is a gift we give to ourselves and others. And on that note, I'd love to share a really beautiful concept from a classmate of mine in another of my classes. Her name is Leanne, and I got her permission to share this with you today because I found it to be extremely profound. She didn't initially relate it to forgiveness, but when I knew I was talking about this in the coming weeks, I knew I needed to include it because I felt it would be helpful. The essence of what she said is this: you are what was missing, what was needed in those moments in your life that you felt you were lacking or getting the short end of the stick, so to speak. Now, I'm going to illustrate a scenario because I feel like it'll be easier to comprehend or perhaps more palatable to understand in this manner. Say you were looking back on your childhood and you said, I felt unloved as a child, or I felt like I didn't belong in my family as a child. What Leanne is saying here, or theorizing, or whatever word you want to use, is that you were able to see those deficits in your experience because you were what was missing from them. You had the love to bring to that experience. You had the belonging to share with yourself and others. That's the essence of what she's saying. And I'm not saying that she's right or wrong. I'm simply saying that looking at some of those past experiences you've had through this lens might be a really powerful way to shift your perspective and allow you to experience true forgiveness. Just something to consider moving forward, this concept. There's another really important aspect about forgiveness that we haven't yet talked about. It's a very powerful one, and perhaps one of the most important ones, and that is self-forgiveness. Up to this point, we've kind of assumed that somebody has done something to us, or we have something to forgive someone else for. But let's look at it the other way around. What if we are the person to blame, so to speak? What if we've hurt somebody? What if we have been engaged in some form of self-sabotage in our own personal life? One of my first experiences with self-forgiveness was when I was 19 years old. I was in San Diego at the time, and I was an avid equestrian. And I was in San Diego specifically to learn how to ride side saddle from England in the late 1800s and early 1900s. And I was meeting people from all over the world. I had connections in France, I had connections in England, I knew people from Holland, I knew people from New Zealand. All of us had this really big love and appreciation for history and historical writing. And my goal at the time was to actually be able to go to Europe and participate in some of these writing displays. Do you want to know what happened? Good guess. I didn't follow the horse. I met a young man. I met a young man, and I decided to stay in San Diego. I gave up all of that stuff and stayed for that. Now, fast forward years ahead. Over the years, I had to watch all of the people that I was working with at the time go on and start touring Europe and experience all these beautiful things. And so I had plenty of opportunities to forgive myself for the decision I made. And then again, when the relationship crumbled and dissolved, I had more opportunities to forgive myself for what I had passed up. I do still think of those opportunities sometimes, but definitely through a different lens. I've made peace with that decision, and I recognize that I was meant for other things, absolutely meant for other things. And in fact, I've come full circle with this, and I know I have succeeded in self-forgiveness because I can feel deeply in my bones that there is nowhere else I should be, there's nowhere else I want to be, and there's nothing else I want to be doing, and I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And so that, to me, that feeling of completeness and wholeness is forgiveness. And I wouldn't be where I am today without having all of the experiences that I've had since I decided to stay in the States. Whether you are hurt by someone or have been hurt by someone, whether you did something to yourself, the bottom line is still the same. You are the only one that can extend forgiveness. You can choose to see the divine spirit present in the situation of the person. You can choose to replace those thoughts with something new. Sometimes you think you've forgiven like Mary Johnson until you actually reach the point of true forgiveness or completion. Remember that 70 times 7 and forgiving until we feel completeness, until we feel contentment, light, peace, and all of our attachment to the situation is dissolved. That is what forgiveness is meant to feel like, completion. Forgiveness is something you often have to decide to engage in continuously, hourly, weekly, monthly, yearly, depending on what it is. It's a choice that we have to continue to choose. I feel the most important thing is that at some point you make the choice to forgive. That's the most important part. All of these feelings of negativity only hurt us in the end. We are the keepers of these grudges and these feelings of negativity, and we reap the ramifications of allowing those wounds to fester. We reap those ramifications in our health, in our mental well-being, in our emotional state. That's not something we want to reap. It may take time to get to the point of forgiveness, to where you want to forgive. But as I said, the most important thing is to actually do it at some point, because it will change your life. It will change how you experience things. Your mental vitality, your emotions, your understanding of spirituality will shift from the concept of successfully applying forgiveness in whatever that looks like in your own personal lives. Forgiveness isn't for the other person. Forgiveness is absolutely for us. I'd like to put a bow on this message together by repeating our affirmation. I will say it first, and then I will say it together. Today, I see my ability to forgive with fresh eyes. I acknowledge the presence of divine spirit at work in all situations. With this knowledge, I stand in my power, and I continuously choose forgiveness starting now. Do we have a slide for that by chance? Lovely, thank you. All right, together please. Today I see my ability to forgive with fresh eyes. I acknowledge the presence of divine spirit at work in all situations. With this knowledge, I stand in my power, and I continuously choose forgiveness starting now. Thank you very much.
You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we're gonna walk it out. Ooh, mountains, we're gonna walk it out. Ooh, mountains, and I'll ride silence isn't quiet. It feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its knees. And mountains, we'll take it to its knees.
Thank you to everybody who's been up here. It's time to give, because we know here at Unity that when we give, it comes back tenfold to us in many, many ways. So thank you for your gifts, either online or here at church. And let's do our offering blessing together. Divine love richly flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful for the blessings of this day. I am grateful for the blessings on the way. And I believe we have another song.
Wow.
Oh, we all know this one. Can we sing with you? All right, all right. No, I'm not going to sing.
Yes, you are going to sing.
Not with this.
We have the lyrics right here, just so you can sing with me. And you're welcome to stand and clap too.
Let's dedicate our offerings today. We dedicate these tithes to the work of the Spirit of truth. We are one with God's opulence, and we willingly open ourselves to the flow of infinite abundance. With grateful hearts, we give thanks for the prosperity that is ours by divine right. Amen. Thank you. Kate. Kate has an announcement.
I just want to let you all know, because you probably don't. As you know, I'm the treasurer, I'm on the board. We have in the past, 2 different times, chosen as a board to give to a very important charity called Charity House. And you need to know that this is charity that is responsible for Charity House. Not only is she extremely talented, she's extremely giving, and she does make a difference. Do you want to tell a little bit about it, real quick?
Yes, first of all, thank you so much for giving to it. Like I said just a little bit ago, that when my kids were living in a car for quite a while, and I experienced so many things at that time while coming up. And I wasn't, like, my family wasn't poor. My father did great. My father's a preacher, and we were a middle class family, but after the divorce, that's what led us to living in a car. And so after finding so much of going through those things, I've noticed that, you know, we just all need each other in order to lift each other up. And when I got on my feet, I travel so much with entertainment that I really don't have a place to live still, you know, because I travel so much on ships. So I literally live on ships and just go from, you know, ship to ship as I travel. So in that time, I worked with a different organization. They were telling me how it was hard to house some of the homeless families that they see that are on the streets. And so what I did was I was a first-time home buyer, and I found 2.3 acres, and I bought 2.3 acres so I can build homes for the homeless families, and they can just stay there and transition. So that's what the House of Charity is all about. It's my home. I don't live there, of course, but I fixed the home up. I had it remodeled, and there's more space for other homes to be on the property, and I fixed it up as if I would live there. So it's not like this little basic amenities for homelessness. No, I made sure that I was like, oh, I want a nice kitchen. So I had the kitchen remodeled and everything, new appliances, and it's decorated just like if I wanted to live there, because I wanted the families to feel comfortable as they transition into their own space. And in that, they would go through the process of learning how to save money, you know, and pay the bills again, because a lot of these women are domestic violence situations like I had, and my husband at the time had. He was doing all the bills. So sometimes when that happens, the woman doesn't really know how to do the bills and everything. And so we're training them how to do that and how to cook really good meals for their children and everything. And that's what this project is about. So thank you so much for giving. It's really hard, and it's just me. I use my own money when I sing and do things like this. It goes to the building of it and what we need for that. And so that's something that I just love to do. And thank you so much for being a part of that.
Doing God's work there, Charity. I was also a preacher's kid, so we should talk. And some announcements. Our metaphysical group is meeting first and third Wednesdays, continuing through the summer, I believe.
Yes.
Sheila, are you here today?
She's not, but she said yes.
Okay. So the first Wednesday is coming right up, 2 to 3:30 in the Mirror Room here at Sun Lakes Country Club. And summer services, do those start in July, or are they actually starting next Sunday?
July.
July. Okay, so we have regular services through June. But in the summer, we're going to meet, and normally that hasn't been happening around here the last several summers. So please, if you're in town, come join us. It's going to be a little more informal, and we won't have the same kind of hookup with the music and all that, but believe me, it'll be memorable. And don't you just love coming here on Sunday morning? Because I do. So thank you everyone for being here. You know about the Fry's Community Rewards Program. If you don't mind, we'll just leave that up after the service for anybody who may want to participate. And we want to thank everyone today, Justine, for today's message. Beautiful. We're looking forward to hearing a lot more of you over the next few years. Charity, for your music. You're a blessing. Diane, thank you for the flowers. Kate, thank you for the opening prayer. Julia, the daily word. Tom, the meditation. Not bad for impromptu, buddy. Sean, of course, thank you for your efforts. And we also want to thank people who were here early to help set up, like Julia and Amy and others. So thank you for that, because we know that's also something. And it's nice to see Jennifer here and when she's not singing. So say hi to Jennifer. Yeah, and her mother. And we have an announcement from Julia.
We have the breakfast for Jeannie's ordination on Father's Day, the 21st of June. There is a sign-up sheet here. It's getting full. We have 25 seats right now. If I have more, I have to let them know. So if you want to go, you got your name on there if it's not already there. Okay?
We have to celebrate Jeannie when she gets back. So that's, if you can, please sign up. And let's close this thing out with Charity singing "Let There Be Peace on Earth," and then we'll have the prayer for protection. Thank you. Thank you. We sing that at the end of every service. That was a little different tempo, but it was perfect for today. Let's close with the prayer for protection.
The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. And the presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is, because you are, and I am the I am. And so it is. Amen.
our spirit